what's going on, y'all? We back once again. Appreciate all the love y'all been giving us. Just Bold TV. Haywood, as always, I got the one and only Mr. Adonis back with us today. And today, this video is going to be solely concentrated on beginner bowlers, whether you're with a thumb, without a thumb. And the premise of this video is what to ask for, what to look for, what to expect when you're going into a pro shop, and how to get a ball taken care of, drilled, cleaned, the whole 9 yards. So just for anybody that's here watching or watches this and is like a big credibility fiend or whatever, Adonis himself did operate a pro shop for many, many years. He drills his own equipment. He's drilled my equipment when I first started when I didn't have a thumb. So he's well versed. Also coming from somebody that didn't bowl with a thumb, I drilled my own equipment and I've drilled friends' equipment as well. So we do kind of have two levels, as always, of experience and knowledge. So just to give you guys the background of that. I didn't forget about y'all for this jersey giveaway. So we went through the comments and we saw everybody that answered it correctly. And it came down to the winner being for the next, or for the upcoming jersey giveaway, Big Boys Bowlers. Appreciate you for all your support. Just comment down your email in the comment section and I'll send you the voucher for the jersey. Thank you for your support. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. So we're just gonna go right into it. I'm pretty much just gonna kind of ask some questions as if I don't know anything and as if I don't bowl with a thumb, and kind of get his opinion as a bowler and as a pro shop owner on how things should be approached and done, all right? So just kind of starting off, like I said, I'm a new bowler. I bought a ball off of Amazon. Yeah. I bring it in and I say to you, hey, I wanna get this ball done. What are some things for people that may be around pro shop owners that don't have as much time or aren't as personable? What are some things they should know to say or look for?
Yeah. One thing you want to make sure is the ball is the right weight for you. And a good test I like to do for that is to, honestly, I might hit them. But if you can hold the ball out like this without shaking or going down, that's a proper or good weight for you, or whatever. Okay. The second thing is also the pro shop operator needs to ask what hand you throw the ball with and how you throw the ball in general. The most important thing they need to ask you is your positive access point, which is your PAP. Because that actually tells the PSO how you throw the ball, where you spin it, if you come up at the back of the ball, and it helps out with the angles that they need to drill the ball at, because most of these bowling balls have cores, so they need to set the core in the right position for the ball to be the best for you.
All right, so cool. So I walk in and, you know, I'm saying I want a ball. Now you said something about weight. Now I know normally I tell people they shouldn't do anything lower than 14 if they're actually trying to be competitive. Mm-hmm. Would you agree, don't agree, or? Yeah,
I wouldn't go below 14 because that's when you get into the deflection rim. And deflection is not good. That's when you get into leaving a lot of bad things. 5, 7, 10s, 10 pins, 8 10s, all pretty much the whole back row. So if you can, I wouldn't. If you're newer, you probably can throw a 15, but 14 is a good base start until you build up strength. Because the more you do it, you're gonna build up your wrist strength, your forearm strength, and all that stuff. So then that's when you go up to 15. I wouldn't go past 15 or not to 16.
Yeah, absolutely not.
16 is not recommended.
Yeah, no.
It can cause a lot of injuries. They used to do it back in the day, but if you look at a lot of those older bowlers, they have a lot of wrist issues and all this stuff like that. So a good between 14 and 15 would be perfect.
Okay, so I walk in, I have a ball. Let's just say I automatically had ordered 14, 15 because I have somebody that told me to. You check the weight, you say it's a good weight. Now, you said PAP getting checked, and like, how do I know what fits my fingers? Like, how do I know, like pitches, like
how should it fit?
Yeah, like how do I know how it's supposed to fit?
Normally with, when I was drilling for no thumb bowlers, two-hander or whatever, the finger pitches tend to be, I would go forward. You have forward and reverse pitches. Forward pitches means it's closer to the center of the ball or closer to your center of grip. Exactly. So reverse pitches are away, just like that or whatever. And I tend for no thumb bowlers do a lot of reverse. So that way it can feel a lot more straight in your hand, because you don't want, like I said, we want to stay injury free if possible. So if you do any type of forward, that puts you in an uncomfortable position. So that's the biggest thing. So back to comfort, some people's comfort is to have inserts a lot bigger. You don't want that because, again, you don't want to squeeze the ball.
Right.
Squeeze the ball, that can cause injuries to your finger, jam, all types of things, marks and everything. So you want to get a good snug fit, not super snug, but just enough to where you don't have a gap in there. Maybe if you have a gap, just make it a little bit to take into account for swelling, but just something that's very snug and comfortable for you.
Okay, so, and I mean, everything that we speak on, there's multiple levels to it, but we're just keeping it on the bottom entry level, not because I think you guys are uneducated, because you guys are amazing, but just for you can hear this and it clicks right away. So, okay, I walk in, I got the ball weight. Most pro shop owners have some type of tools or something to check your pitches. And when they're talking to you, they may say what they think is good for you, but ultimately whatever feels best for you, you and your PSO, which is your pro shop operator, should find a calm median, I would think.
Also, absolutely.
So he said he does reverse or did reverse, which for some people is a good starting point, but if the ball feels a little too straight, let them know, hey, we can come in a little bit, and you kind of inch your way in.
Yep.
Okay, so cool. So I walk in, I got my ball, get my pitches done. You know, how do I know what layout to put on the ball? I mean, I'm not trying to get into the science stuff. I just want to make sure that if I spent 130, 150, that my ball's going to do what I said it's going to do. Like, I'm supposed to just trust you 100%. So how do I know?
A good way to, it's going to be hard to tell, but the best layout, or how can I say this to make it less?
Because it is hard.
Yeah, it's very hard, but the typical range you want to stay in is like, so the PAP matters. So you have 4-inch pins, 5-inch pins, 2-inch pins. So if you have a 2-inch pin layout, it tends to just roll early and just not do anything on the back end. 5-inch pin causes the ball to go a lot longer down the lane. It's a later, more smoother reaction. So I like to keep a lot of start-off people or beginner bowlers around the 4-inch pin radius. And the first angle, which is how early you want the ball to roll, can stay around 60 or 70. And like I say, the pin distance dictates how early or what shape you can get. 4-inch pin is normally the benchmark way of what you want to see it. And the last angle is what shape you want it to do on the back end. And I know everybody wants to see the ball hook, but those sharp angles aren't great for scoring. You want something more predictable to where you can kind of be more versatile and have more miss room.
Gotcha.
So you want to keep it around 30 or 40 or even 50 sometimes like that. So yeah, a 60 by 4 by 40 would be pretty good.
And it's funny you say that. I had a few bowling balls after I learned everything. That's kind of was like a sweet spot for me.
Yeah.
So essentially, I'm a piggyback off of him. When you take your ball in, even though you may not even understand everything that we're saying as far as the numbers, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But essentially what you should do, and I think this is what you should do because that's what I actually went through, and I had to do a lot of trial and error before I got to this point. When you walk in, you know, your PSO, Pro Shop operator, should ask you, hey, what do you want this to do? You may not even really know what you wanted to do, but you wanted the hook. So just, you know, let that be known. I'm not really sure, but I just want to make sure that no matter what, if I throw it, it moves and it hooks for me, and then let me essentially learn with the ball.
Yep. And to back that up. So if you go in and tell a PSO that, what I've seen a lot of PSOs do is they just put a basic layout on there. Anytime you go and get a performance ball drip, make sure they take your PAP.
100%.
If they don't take your PAP, they're just putting something on your ball and just trying to get you out the door. Always ask them to get your PAP because that's very important in laying out the ball, to know all this stuff.
You can't, if you don't have a PAP check and somebody drills your bowling ball not to throw shots at anybody, that's bad business.
Yes, it is.
It's cut and dry.
Yep.
If you go spend money on a bowling ball, even if you spend $100 and they don't check your PAP and they drill it, no bueno. The only bowling ball I'll let you get away with is a spare ball.
Yeah, plastic ball.
That's the only ball. Yeah. But if it has a core, some funny name, a little smell to it, no bueno.
Yep.
But yeah, walk in, you know, just let them know I'm not sure what to look for. Your PSO should say, okay, I'm gonna drill it like this. If you don't understand what they're saying, hey, I'm new to this, can you break that down some more?
Absolutely.
And even if they just say, hey, just trust me. Okay, cool. Ask for the numbers. If they do dual angle, which is what we keep saying, like a 60 by 4 by 40, that's called dual angle.
Yep.
I know
You have the VLS system, which is storm system.
yeah, that's Storm, and I know they have 2LS, which is what most people do for 2 finger, no thumb. Just have them kind of break it down to you.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah, if you gotta
what
nag
they're
them,
there for.
if you have to nag your PSO, nag them because you're spending money on equipment. Okay. Okay, cool. So I walk in, got my bowling ball, the weight's good. You check my fit. Well, number one, I walk in, I show you the ball, and you use another ball to check my PAP. That's number one. Okay, so I have my PAP check. We walk back in, you check my fit. Me and you feel like we both have, like I'm comfortable. I can make this work for right now. Okay, I ask you what it's gonna look like. You give me a kind of a calm middle consensus, and I say, okay, I can understand that for what it is. Now you drill it. My finger grips aren't too tight. They're not too big. You know, where do I do, what's from there?
It sounds like you're pretty much ready to go on the lanes at that point. If you got everything that fits well for you and you're feeling comfortable and you think you don't have any other questions, it's time to go through the lanes and learn how this ball works.
Beautiful. So exactly how he just kind of paced the steps out is exactly how it went for me. I've only been bowling for almost 4 years now, and I think like the whole first year was just like how we just described it.
In 4 years?
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Wow.
Getting old.
My first 4 years, I was averaging 150. I didn't even touch 200.
Hey, man, I'm not a sandbagger. But anyway, but yeah, I went into my pro shop and I kind of nagged them. I'm not going to be honest. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of nagged them because I was looking on YouTube and I was like, oh man, like this Magic Gym looks strong and I want something that's going to go from the left gutter to the right and back. And that's all I thought about. That's all I cared about. And it took a lot of bowling balls being drilled improperly or a lot of bowling balls that I shouldn't have had in my hand. It was a lot of trial and error. So a lot of times, like with people that I meet now, I speak to my friends, I tell them the more you can cut down on trial and error with spending money, the more you'll enjoy the sport and it allows you to just learn.
Absolutely.
So I hope this video helps somebody. Even if you've been bowling for 4 years too and you're still going through this process, I hope this allows you to understand that, number one, your PSO is supposed to give a service to you, number one. They can't do their business without customers buying equipment. So never be afraid to ask your PSO countless questions. Make sure you approach them in a respectful manner, of course, but if you're going to them and actually seeking for knowledge, as a pro shop owner, I'm pretty sure he'll agree, he's open to try to help you if he's able to. And number two, just be coachable. Be able to take something, and even though it may not be what you expected to hear, that they're really trying to look out for your best interest.
Yeah.
And I think honestly that's perfect from there. Make sure your PAP's checked. Nothing lower than 14, nothing higher than 15, unless you have an injury. If you have to go below, for sure, but just try to take baby steps. Don't just go to like a 10 pounder or a 12 pounder.
Because most time these react like these balls right here.
Yeah.
When you get below a specific weight, it's no longer the normal ball.
Yeah.
You just get a regular bowling ball at that point.
I think most performance bowling balls go to like 12, but at 12. That point, it's a waste of money, to be honest. So, okay, PAP's checked. 14, 15 pound, you're good. Make sure that you're comfortable. Don't be intimidated to tell people I don't like it. Okay, don't be intimidated, because I was, and that caused me to go through 3-4 bowling balls, and then I have to take it back in and get it replugged, re-drilled, and everything like that. So hopefully this helps somebody. I hope you guys have some type of sense of more confidence going into a pro shop now. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If you have any questions for your pro shops, or if you have things that you want to ask your pro shop, drop them in the comments below. And as a pro shop operator himself, we'll get him to answer some questions for you guys, give you guys a better insight on how to approach certain things in the pro shop. Just drop them down and we'll definitely make another video. I don't know, man. I think I'm pretty good on that. That was perfect. I don't know.
That's good.
All right, man. We signing off. Haywood, Adonis, Just Boat TV. Go to your PSO, man. Get a ball drill.